yo, what is going on, everybody? Hello and happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing good. Hope y'all are doing real good. All right, give me a second here. I want to make sure everything is coming through, showing me live. All right, give it a second. Let's folks filter in. We are live, or should be live, on YouTube, Twitch, and X. So hopefully that's coming through for y'all. Come on now. Let me just make sure the audio is coming through, at least on YouTube. There we go. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so what'd y'all think of that town hall yesterday? Pretty good stuff, huh? So I just finished recording my 5 biggest takeaways. That will probably come out in a couple of hours because I think I already had another video set for like 1 o'clock. So I try to just like record this stuff in batches and then set it to go. So lots of exciting stuff though. Let's talk about it. So I have my notes up from the town hall, so we can talk through that. You can get a little preview of what I'm going to talk about later. But first thing, what are we expecting the next couple of months? We got campaign mode. We got the foundation set. We got Conclave Arcana. We got the mobile app. And of course, the associated marketing campaign that's going to drive traffic to all of that. That's what we can expect. And I would say we're pretty much at the end of March now, right? So that's what we can expect in April and May. And in fact, just from my own curiosity, I want to see the upcoming release windows that they have. Okay, so we have April 1st. All right, so here's the next 5 that go all the way to the end of May. April 1st, April 15th, April 29th, May 13th, and May 27th. Interesting. Okay. So in 2 months, we have 5 release windows. That's because we got kind of like an extra week there in April, which is solid. So, I mean, we're talking about in the next 2 months, this game is going to look radically different. And I would say if you look at the past 1 month here for Splinterlands, right? So ever since the end of February, it has started to look radically different too. All good things though. Exciting stuff ahead. All right, let's see who's here. We got vlogging. It's a gym stream again. Let's go. Well, thanks for coming through while you're at the gym. Paul, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, so I kind of broke it down into like 2 main categories that I talked about. It wasn't like a full 5, but it was just like land. There was a lot of talk about land, obviously with the 1.75 release, and then Conclave Arcana. There's a lot of discussion around there as well. So if we want to talk about land, and I'm good to go wherever you guys want to go. I'm just kind of like riffing off of here just because I'm sure this is what people are curious about. So feel free to chime in or stop me when you want to dig in further. But land, the main priority for them coming up is going to be getting utility for research. And I would assume the associated kind of like resources that are newer out there, right? All the natural resources. So they didn't really spill the beans on a lot of the ideas. But, you know, they talked about unbounding gladiators, that land could play a part in like the new foils for Conclave Arcana, right? We're going to get a couple of different new foils. Or actually, I don't even know. It's just we're going to get regular, we're going to get gold foil, and then we're probably going to get stuff that's even more rare. There's also, the other thing that they mentioned was a harvest change, right? So, or at least a change to the way that the harvests are processed. Matt was saying like there should never be a situation in which you can't harvest, meaning that what they want to do is actually make it so that people are required to have the resources in order to harvest before they even start the work, right? And if you think about this logically, people can't start doing the work until all the resources are there. So let's kind of go plot by plot type. Plot type by plot type. With grain, you would feed them grain beforehand. and they would get you the associated grain. Now, I kind of don't like that because I like the fact that you can just make grain and then like a portion of that gets taken out. So maybe grain wouldn't fall into that. But I could see it being the case for the other ones, right? Any other natural resource, or just any other resource at this point, since they're all natural. Whereas like, okay, if you're about to tell all these guys to go and chop down some wood in the forest or the jungle, you got to feed them first, right? Or make sure you have the food ready to go. Let's see. Now, when it comes to SPS and research, those require everything, right? So, actually, I don't know. Do they require? No, I think they just require the new ones. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They do require everything. They require grain for the workers, but then they also require a mix of the others. So grain is still going to be the most utilized resource out there. It's used for everything, including harvesting itself. But we already have a ton of grain. We went through like not a halving, but like a 3/4thing, if you want to call it that. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, we got Mystic Force in the house. Brandon's here. What's going on, Brandon? Good to see you. Let's go land. Level Up Life. Good to see you here too. All right. Brandon says, sorry, I have to shut down my legendary SPS plot in your tract. Can't afford the extra resources to claim it. Interesting. Okay, so what are you... So you shut it down, but are you switching it to anything else? Wouldn't you just switch it to whatever the natural resource is so that you could just get the grain? And what resource would that be? Actually, I can probably go check it out. Let's see. Let's do a little investigative work, because I never like go and like explore land, or at least my land, like that. And I know you're probably going to answer, but how do I see legendary? Just from my own... There it is. Okay, that's mine, right? Man, so there's only 2 legendary plots. Was that the thing? Legendary natural forest. Okay, so that would be wood. Oh, well, you are. It looks like you are working wood right now. Oh, I guess what you were saying is... Sorry that I'm no longer getting SPS. You know what? That's actually okay. So I had one of my plots going for SPS as well, and I did the same thing. Obviously not at the same level as you, but I just felt like the resources are where it's at. Like, I can get SPS in many other ways, and if anything, I think that this should bring up the conversation about removing SPS. Maybe we're still a little bit too early, but yeah, interesting. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, Brandon. All right, so Joffrey says, so I heard Matt say if you own plots, you will have better odds at pulling the extremely rare foils. What a joke. Again, he screws the average players. So my guess is that, Joffrey, my guess is, okay, because I can see where the frustration lies for you. I'm actually going to, I'm going to guess the opposite here, because I think it makes more sense to look at it this way. And I kind of laid this out in my 5 biggest takeaways, so you'll see that there. But in the same way that you can get gold foils right now, right? The standard is 2%. Whenever you open a pack or reveal a card, it's 2%. You can use an alchemy potion to get 4%. You double it. So let's say, and the example I use is, I don't know if this is actually what they're going to use, but let's say there's a diamond foil, right? Now, diamond foil, the standard is 0%. But if you use a diamond potion, right, or a diamond-ish potion, whatever you want, whatever they end up naming it, then you go from 0% to 2%. Now, here's the thing. Anybody can use those potions because anybody can buy those potions because they're created by landowners or anybody that wants to go and buy the resources from land. So, I don't think he's screwing average players. Now, if it ends up being where... maybe certain land plot types or whatever gets you a boost or a bonus, I would understand the frustration there, but I don't think that that's the route that they go. I could be wrong, and I'll have egg on my face and you'll be laughing, but that's not how I think that I would just like logically, if I was the running the thing there, I would not think that it's like something that would be gated for people that only have that. I think access to it, to create it, is gated as a benefit to landowners. But I think, and he even mentioned this, where it's just like, this stuff sounds like it'll be sellable on the secondary market, but people will still be able to use credits for it, because if it's on the non-card market or whatever. So like you could go in and list your diamond potions, right? So you could go in and create your diamond potions based on maybe the research that you have, the resources that you have, whatever it is. And then everybody has access to it. But now you're not buying from the team. Now you're not burning DEC. That value is a value transfer to people who have the resources and are working land, which is huge in my opinion. It gives so much utility to land. That's something I'm very, very excited about, because land on its own is already burning DEC very passively, right? By forcing people to, by just forcing any kind of like market activity. And anybody going for research, all of that stuff is just soaking up DEC without being like, financially driven. Now they're going to get some financial return from it, although it's going to be indirect, but still good. All right, so Arrow says, just finished the town hall. Good stuff. I've been stagnant in SL for a long time now. Started buying again last night. Plan on bringing quite a bit of money into the game soon. Awesome. I'm excited for you. I'm not. I'm happy where I'm at. You know what's so funny is like I am so tempted to do the same. Like today I was just thinking about like, man, I kind of want to buy more land plots. At the same time, I was like, I kind of want to buy some of the summoners from Rebellion, because I think I want to be able to have the option to play, and not even at the highest levels. I think being able to play at like silver level in the next iteration of modern format is going to be fun enough, right? Because there's going to be hopefully some liquidity bots. Not everybody's going to have max level decks, and as long as like I can just kind of play around that area, I'll be fine. And then my account primarily plays in wild, right, at the higher levels. But I don't know. That's, like I kind of just don't want to put any extra money. Actually, not even extra money into Splinterlands itself. It's just I'm like Bitcoin's at 80,000. I'm trying to grab as much as I can, bro. All right, Paul says it sounds like a new potion. And I also just bought land, right? I spent like $100 something bucks on land or something like that. So that was like my gaming budget for a bit. We'll see. Paul says it sounds like a new potion that you can probably make with the help of land or research. That's what I'm hoping to. Don't know to switch yet. I only have 3 lands in Area 51. Wait, it shows that you're going for, that you have a logging camp. Is that just not accurate? And it even shows how much you're producing. 1100 wood per hour. Brandon, why wouldn't you mine the natural resource? Yeah, that's what that's what it looks like he's doing. Oh, he says, looks like I already switched it to wood. Just harvested 49,000 wood in one day. Worth 3,200 DEC. Should I sell it? Yeah, you're going to move the market significantly. So this is what I've been tracking every day. This is what has my attention now. I am constantly checking the trade hub to see how quickly these pools are filling up. And like the wood one isn't filling up that much. When I looked at like if I should sell the wood that I had versus just like adding liquidity, there was like not, I mean, the slippage on that was like gigantic. And I'm not even looking at like 3,200 wood. I was probably like 10% of that. All right, so Arrow says, I switched all my plots to resources, fired up 4 to 5 plots over the last couple of days. I have a major stone deficit, so plan on picking up a couple of them and get the stone rolling. Nice. Hold on, what did you just send me, Vet? Hold on, let me not read this out loud. Wait, interesting. Okay. All right, you want me to break the news to the masses? Okay, so Neil McSpadden has pulled everything off of land and will go full on into survival mode. Now, I believe Neil had a region or 2 regions, so this is like a significant amount that's coming off of land. So my guess, my question then is, okay, what's he going to do? This is interesting. 2 regions. Okay, so my guess is, if I was him, I would take all of that DEC off of land, buy SPS. And then you would take all of those units and play survival mode and just rake in that SPS. Because you can always go back to DEC, right? You can always go back to DEC and turn on the land later. Is that what he's doing? That would be my guess if I had all those assets. But it's such an odd time to do it just because land just got a little bit more exciting. It's just that's not where, you know, the returns are at the moment. You might do research for those diamond potions. Yeah, I really wonder how they're going to treat research. Like if it's going to be a burnable thing, like you need to use up research to create these things, or you need to have a certain threshold of research. I don't know. Howdy, Dragon. What's going on? Joffrey said that's how he said it. He did not say anything about potions. No, I know he didn't say anything about potions, but I'm trying to read between the lines here. So to your point, he didn't say anything about potions. I'm trying to read between the lines here, right? The only way that you increase your chance of gold foil is potions. And so therefore I would expect potions. The other thing he also mentioned is people will still be able to buy stuff that land creates with credits. That's something he mentioned specifically because I remember hearing it on the second, I listened to it again this morning. So people will be able to buy stuff that land creates on the secondary market with credits. So it'll be available even to like new players that want to come in and get like, we'll call it the diamond potion. Like if they did it the other way, Joffrey, I would be just as upset as you because that would be kind of annoying, right? But if they're giving utility to land by saying you can create this if you've done X, Y, and Z, if you focused on, you know, the getting the resources for it, getting the research for it, doing all that, and then you can sell it on the secondary market and the price will be what the price is based on the demand and the supply. That's cool. I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm good with that. I would prefer that. Eris says, had to switch my magical legendary from research to iron. Kind of sucks, but once I stockpile some resources and see how everything shakes out, I'll slowly start producing SPS and or research. I wonder if the arbitrage is going to be on SPS. Somebody's going to do this and see like, how much SPS am I making versus how much it costs the resources to input for that SPS. But the thing is that the resources we're not at like an equilibrium price right now. So I think that arbitrage will probably come later. Brandon, do you need grain or do you have plenty of grain reserves? Hit me up on Discord. I'm going on grain for now. We'll let you know. Cool. All right, Dragon says, enjoying the ride. Oh, to level up life. All right. Swap your resource for DEC. Use it for whatever you want. I have been swapped that DEC for the most precious resource in SPL, which is SPS. I've been doing the same thing, Paul. So I have gotten into the habit now where I am selling vouchers that I get every day for DEC. I'm renting out my SPS and taking that DEC. And essentially all of that and any cards that I'm renting out as well, all that DEC is just getting swapped to SPS at this point. So I'm feeling the itch to grab more without kind of like overextending myself. It's just at the end of the day, that's the main thing that I want. I'm having a lot of fun with Raven Quest at the moment. Level 2 Shade Striker. Nice. I was just talking with what's his name? Tails about that. It sounds like they got something really good going on there. I have yet to check it out, but that is a boatload of flesh golems coming from. I think you're mixing Neil with Matt Clark. Matt Clark is the one with the flesh golems. So Brandon says, Neil hasn't mentioned DEC moves, but I think of headaches for landowners. 2 full regions to rebalance. Yeah, not worth it when he made 22,000 SPS in 2-day survival with only 1/10 of the cards available. Yeah, he can go crazy with that. I mean, that's where the opportunity is right now. Land I think will have more. Well, okay, what's interesting is land might have the opportunity now, right? You made how much? Hold on, let me see here. With your legendary thing for wood, right? You made how much? 3,200 DEC? In one day. So now check this out. At Peg, you're making like over $3 a day. All right, we're not quite at Peg yet, but we're pretty close. So you're like at $3 a day from your legendary plot. I mean, if it stays at that rate, Brandon, I mean, we're talking about that plot alone is going to make you $1,000 a year. More than $1,000 a year. That's wild. Right? I mean, because how much is that plot? How much is a legendary plot right now? This is the question, right? The legendary plot, now obviously you have some units on it too, but my guess is that making $1,000 a year is going to go a long way towards covering whatever your initial costs for that plot were. And then everything from there is gravy. So obviously I don't think it's going to stay at that level, right? This is the question, right? And obviously the markets are very cyclical, but there's still a lot of liquidity that needs to be put in there. But can you imagine what this ends up looking like in 6-12 months when they start introducing magical resources and other things or buildings, right? Where all of a sudden, like, hey, I have, I have 4 plots here, for example, right? What if I need to worry about storage at some point? Okay, well then all of a sudden one of these plots is going away. Sadly is what it is. One of these plots is going away for storage. And I have to figure out, well, am I not going to be producing as much wood? Am I just going to forego grain and hope that I can tax enough grain? Like, I don't know. That's going to be the question. And I'm still only up and running on 1 plot here, but yeah, you know what? As much as I want to buy cards, I really think land is the long-term play for me. It's not as fun as the game, but I can simulate fun in the game by doing training and challenges and, tournaments with you guys. I can't simulate the fun with land. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get there slowly and steadily. Because what I'm doing now, what I should be doing is selling all of my resources for DEC and then putting that DEC to work, either, staking for more dark energy or getting more land plots online, buying more. I think what I need right now are the power cores, right? So. All right, team for the operation. All right, Tom, what's going on, Love in the Moo? Common totems have gone a little crazy in price. I remember buying for $4.50 each. I have no idea what they're at right now. Ooh, doubled in price. Check that out. This is like a 10% boost, right, on land? Fascinating. All right, Dragon says, I'm saving my resources by putting them all in the LPs, and I'm almost earning $1 a day, but stacking is stacking. Oh, you're earning $1 a day just from the resources. That's pretty cool. I don't have much in the LPs. And I don't even really like looking at them, to be honest, as like capital, because it just fluctuates so much. But yeah, I mean, my shares are so low. I threw, so what is this, like $5 worth of DEC? So maybe like this plot's not even, or this grain's not even $10. And there's just a couple of cents. Tiny stuff. He should use 10 accounts, said Paul. All right, so Aaron says, my region 46 is very stone and grain heavy with multiple other plot types missing, so please no tariffs. There's an automatic 12.5% tariff or a 10% market fee. So Aaron, Doom Eden is a free city now, or free city. You may come trade anytime. That's funny. All right, Paul says all the resource prices should slowly go down each day, I would think. Yeah, right now they're in high demand and low liquidity, so that spikes up the price. But yeah, over time it'll come down. Yeah, slippage exceeded max. Can't swap 49,000 wood for DEC. Tried 25,000. Didn't work either. Perhaps I should put it in the pools. Well, that's kind of my thought process right now. Is like at least you can benefit, but you'll start to lose a lot of that wood over time, right? Actually, no, you might gain wood. It's just because it's going to lose value, but you would get some fees out of it. Other thing is you could just hold it, but if I'm looking at the market right now, $49,000 wood is only $3. I mean, this thing has a depth of 1,000, so why is $3 like pushing the limit? I'm not getting any issues here talking about limits. Yeah, well, there's nothing here about slippage, so. Okay, Brandon says, tariffs start April 2nd. I heard they're the biggest, most beautiful tariffs anybody's ever seen. In fairness, you'll love it. All 3 of my regions, I have plots are in grain positive. All right, Aaron says, I'm doing very well on stone. Every day I'm increasing my position, all 3 of the new pools. Nice. I'm selling more DEC. I'm more DEC selling stone than I ever did with grain. Nice. I'm making more DEC selling stone. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, to me, this is just like a long-term play, right? I'm just putting stuff in the pools right now, and I'm just gonna allow it to grow. Just because, like, what am I gonna do with it now? I guess I could sell it, but I think the max amount that I've put in is like 2,000. I put in 2,000 wood. So what is that? We're talking about 126 DEC, like 10 cents. Now, it wasn't always this. It was significantly higher. The price of wood has come down. And I assume it will continue to go down. Not to grain levels, but isn't... Wood is the closest to grain that there is, right? And grain is kind of wonky right now because first it was oversold because everybody was making it. There was no utility. And then, in my opinion, it kind of got overbought because people had this like visceral reaction to the launch of land. So grain is at like 0.016 now. Wood is 0.078. But if I remember correctly, isn't okay, hold on. Let's go to the academy. Let's see how good this AI chatbot is. Okay. Resource production FAQ. There we go. Okay, so wood. Okay, so wood is 4x more scarce than grain. Sorry, it's stone that's 1/10 or 10 times more scarce. And it looks like iron is 20 times more scarce. Okay, so wood is like 4x. Shout out to the Splinterlands support team. Look at this. See, getting my questions answered. Super easy. Gotta love it. So if you look at it that way, where should the price of wood end up? Oh, we're there already. Look at that. 0.016 versus 0.078. All right, what? 0.016 times 4 is 0.064. Okay, so we're almost there. This will probably drop down to 0.064 if it's going to stay kind of appropriately rated with grain. But again, I don't know. Like, grain is weird because there's a lot out there, although we're starting to eat through it now. One of the things that I was trying to check is, see grain here. I'm just checking to see if like Vugdis's numbers start coming down significantly. Because if I remember correctly, he was still over like a billy just by himself. See, and I don't know that this is coming down, and I haven't seen Cryptomancer come down either. Now, maybe they're still producing enough. I don't know. But once I see this start to come down significantly, right? Vugdis, Cryptomancer. Just because we know that there's so much extra out there. People load it up. It's a smart thing to do. But, you know, I had a little over, like, I don't know, 100K or something like that. And I'm under that now, I think. Let's see, where's wood at? But see, you can see some people loaded up on wood as well. Because, like, look at this. Ankh, shout out to Ankh, has over 100,000 wood, but is not producing any. So they just went and bought 100,000 wood. That's kind of crazy. Hearthanner, Pont, same thing. So that probably pushed up the price of wood, at least early on. I wish this would also sort by the per hour, like who's making the most per hour. Not that I think that I would be at the top, but or top 100, but still just curious. Brandon says, okay, not sure why swap didn't work before. Just did it. 49,000 wood for 3,000 DEC. Meh. That's cool. Yeah, it is. Well, okay, because if we're talking about wood already being near its value, right? I mean, okay, so maybe you don't make $3 a day. Maybe you make $2 a day. Your legendary plot at this point is still pulling in $700 a year, over $700 a year of value, of just raw value. We're talking gross, right? Not net, because obviously you need to cover the grain for them, right? You potentially need to cover, well, actually it's just a grain for them if you want to get the gross. But if you're looking at land as a whole, right, you might be producing wood because you want to get research or you want to be getting other things. I think that people like LPs until they really understand impermanent loss. Yeah, and I think the fee showing how much you're earning, like how much you're earning in the fees, is really gonna exacerbate that problem, because people are gonna go and be like, oh my gosh, look, I'm earning all these fees, and then they're gonna find out about impermanent loss the hard way. Dragon says, yeah, I wouldn't be very happy to lose 500,000 in DEC and end up with all of Vugdis's grain. Yeah. Wow, that math makes a compelling case. Glad I picked up a legendary plot to hang with the aliens in Area 51. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the club. I'm glad you're here. Again, it just goes to show, right? And this is why shout out to Level Up Life. Like, this is why Level Up Life is super into land, All right. I remember talking with him a while back about like you can see the return from here. You can like it has returns. And part of the reason why I'm focusing more of my time and attention and maybe some of my resources on land itself is because yes, there will be changes to land over time. But it's not like another land set is going to come out every 18 or 24 months and I have to like reset everything, my skill level and all this stuff to like keep up with it. Right? Land is just going to be what Matt was saying. It's just a business. How well can you run it? And, you know, obviously there's a lot that's dependent. Like you're building a business. Think about it this way. You're building a business in Pretoria. And Pretoria is a world created by Splinterlands, the Splinterlands team. And they're going to have to find ways to like keep things relevant and all that. And, you know, they've had success in the past. They've had failures in the past. So you're leaving a lot up there. But as just like a mini micro business, I mean, that's kind of cool. You're making like $700 on that plot, minus your grain fees. Now, grain fees might go up over time. That's the thing. But if they do, just from a rarity perspective, there will be arbitrages in the marketplace that people will take advantage of. What I wish we could see is how many plots are being used for each like type right now. It'd be kind of cool to actually know and understand like the active plots. But yeah, I mean, land is exciting. Survival mode is exciting. Now we're going to get Conclave Arcana coming up. If only Soul Keep was exciting. And tournaments and brawls. I've been having fun with survival mode. So let's go in. Because the earnings here, even in bronze, are stupid. Especially considering that, like, if I can sneak in a win without losing any cards, it's like free. There's no energy required. No energy lost. Brand says, just to complete the thought, Neil is not planning to take DEC off plots and convert to SPS. Not convinced SPS has upside case at this time. Perhaps asking details in the next Monster Map show. All right. Not convinced SPS has upside case at this time. But here's my question. What are you going to do with that DEC to work for you? I mean, if he's sitting on literally tens of thousands or millions of DEC, what? Why? Why wouldn't you put that into something else? Unless, I mean, you're just cool holding a stable coin that has limited upside. It's almost at 90% of peg, right? Oh, let me see here. Oh, man. Looks like we got... Oh. All right. They have level 4... Okay. Well, you know what? We'll give it a try. I know. I'm risking it here. Risking it for the biscuit. But let's do something where we go with... Here. You. So we can get you. We can get you. Let's get you. How do I make y'all faster? Ooh, do we go with Void Dragon? Yeah, you know what? We rarely use Void Dragon, so I think that should come in handy. And you know what? Screw it. We're going for broke here. I'll put a little back end protection. So we're going for speed and damage. Oh, that Thorns is not great. Damn, we're dead. Oh, all right. Well, I guess we're done now. Lost too many people. Let's see, how long am I out for with Katrelba? Cause I love using her in Wild. Or even in Modern. Oh my gosh, I hate these little drop-down menus. They're so annoying. I have too many things going on here. 10 days. Oh my God. Yeah, that's why we don't play that anymore. This should only be, all right, 3 days. All right, I mean, she's done for the season at that point. This should only be 3 days. Now, he's not maxed. Oh, I need 2 more BCX of this to get it maxed. Oh, only 3 days. I guess it's probably closer to 4. How much is it for like $2? Oh, I lost him too? Yeah, he's gone for 5 days. Oh, well, he's gone for like 4 days, 5 days. Okay. That is what it is. All right, so JB says, I wonder how much keeps and castles are generating. Aren't there a huge percentage of plots not producing or managed? Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on your tract or your region. Brandon says, if SPS has more chance going down than up, then better to stay put in DEC, which would theoretically be at 90% of par or higher when SPS starts going up. Well, okay, so here's the interesting thing, right? And to kind of like look at, so Tails is saying realistic yet scary take on SPS in the midterm. You're absolutely right. It depends on, well, I know this is going to get me in trouble, but the amount of demand coming in for Conclave Arcana in terms of DEC demand is kind of screaming way more than we have available, which means we are going to see some short-term potential upside for SPS. I mean, I think that's the expectation from most people, right? We saw that happen with not with Land, but with Rebellion. And I kind of expect it, again, I'm not trying to make a price prediction here because I don't know where it would go, but all I know is that we don't have a couple billion extra DEC lying around. Now, people could burn all of the reward cards, but even still, survival mode gives them something to do with them now. So I don't think that they're looking to burn it. At least not in the same quantity that they were before. So I do think that we're going to need to burn some SPS, which means that the team is going to start buying and burning SPS, which means a little bit of upside. But I guess if you're looking for the long term, mid to long term, to Tails' point, then yeah, I mean, I still expect SPS to be very volatile, which is why I'm actually much more like, once the hype dies down around Conclave Arcana, I would love for us to be in a position where we're not at a massive overhang of DEC that we just have to like eat through, and natural things like natural passive things like land, money coming into the game. It was like 40 million DEC per week is what we were kind of averaging since last summer. Burns for guilds, burns for swaps, burns for all these other things potentially end up causing DEC to stay at or near peg, and we just start slowly buying and burning SPS off the marketplace. 40 million DEC worth per week, right? Which is not much, but enough to start like moving things in the right direction, where we're just a slow and steady grind up, rather than, again, it wouldn't protect us from all downside loss, but I think it would slowly start to raise the value of SPS just in general. That being said, we're still minting a ton of SPS now and for the foreseeable future. But I don't know what the sell points for many people are. I know that as we get higher and higher, there will be more natural selling points for folks, but I don't know. Like, all right, biscuits and gravy, good old Southern cuisine right there. Yo, what's up, Skyer? Brian says you can always switch to SPS when DEC reach peg. Why hold SPS now? Because we're almost at peg. Any news on Town Hall? Haven't seen it yet. I mean, I have a video coming out later today, and if you go to the beginning of this, we kind of started talking about the Town Hall, but then I got distracted. Brandon says to Tails, agree, just too much printing of SPS at the moment, especially when team added survival. Technically not new mint, but it becomes part of liquid market. Well, technically, yeah, I mean, it becomes part of liquid market, even though it goes in staked, but they kind of, they kind of unstaked the validator stuff, which was weird. Tail says, if you don't plan to sell SPS below a penny, it is a non-factor. It just shows that even the biggest whales have concern that SPS could hit 0. I don't know that it's a concern about it hitting 0. More so than it is a concern about wanting to retain value in the midterm. Fly says, Neil talks about the game again. Last one shows just about politics and goat milk. 10 shows, I meant. Oh, last 10 shows. Damn. Did you catch this week's Monster Math, Flowey? You brought him up to speed. He is now all in a survival mode. Nice. Neil's back. All right, well land, folks. Get some higher returns while his army battles. Survival. Give it a month or so. He'll probably rebalance land by then. Catch the show in 2 weeks. We can get his thoughts. Cool. Looking forward to it. All right. Fun. Well, that was embarrassing. I lost a card that I really like to play with in survival mode. But see, look at this. I made 5 SPS. Granted, I was on a massive win streak, but still. Guess we'll just go back to wild format now. Oh, actually, let's slip into modern since we have 1 energy available. I don't know. I'm kind of going for like a double strike action here. Oh, but you know who would have been great? Dampier Infiltrator, but now I don't have them. Let's do Uraeus. Let's do him. And who can we put up front? Oh, we'll just put a decent tank up there. Cool. Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know. It was a weird license. SPS is not staked. It was weird. Yeah, that's that. I mean, it used to be staked. Now it's not. That was a weird thing. Tail says, if your time horizon, like with BTC, is long term, the only reason not to hold SPS over a stablecoin is the concern it goes to 0. Brandon says, in Neil's case, it is a decision to pull the EC off land into SPS, knowing DC will likely go back onto land. Therefore, time is very much part of the equation. Yeah, well, so to your point, right? Like, if he's planning to rebalance this back in 2 months, then there's no need to, because SPS could spike up and down, whatever. Yeah, I get it. Then that makes sense to be a Blento. What's a Blento switch? Back in turn with no loss. I don't know who this is. What's up, Flowey? I think we can win. I don't know. That's just me. They're all burning up. Lovely. Look at that. 1.9 SPS. I'm going to miss modern format when everything rotates. Able to? Oh, yeah. You're right. I don't know why I couldn't put that together. Lady Medusa, what's up? Stupid iPhone keyboard. You know, I saw this tweet that was kind of going viral where somebody's just like, I can be convinced that autocorrect is getting worse. And as soon as I read that, I was like, oh my God, I can be convinced too. I feel the same way. I like it's just not doing what I want it to, and it seems like it's not doing it worse than it used to before. Hello from 48 minutes ago? Are you starting over from the beginning? Oh, shoot, we're almost at an hour. All right. I'm probably going to have to go soon, guys. Just because I've been sitting for a lot this morning, so. I just want to make sure that I came in and got to chat with you for a bit. And there you go. Brandon proving the point. I need to autocorrect my talking. Jeez. All right. Anything else we got? Anything else you guys want to cover? I don't know. To me, a lot of this stuff is really exciting right now. Because, again, the team is focusing in heavily on, Conclave Arcana and the foundation set and all this stuff. And then from there, hopefully they get to pivot to more things on land. But I'm hopeful that, like, Cryptomancer's not doing anything with Conclave Arcana or with the foundation set, right? Like, what else? Or the mobile app or marketing. So my hope is that he's able to start getting work. He's able to start getting some work done on this, which would help us to get maybe some of these things potentially by June, which would be awesome. So now we're looking at like the next 3 months, the next quarter actually being filled with a ton of stuff. I don't know. I'm really excited about Splinterlands right now. And again, not anything to do with like the prices of assets or the scarcity or investment. Like it's just they're really firing on all cylinders, kind of just touching different points within the ecosystem of all things that I'm like interested in, right? The TCG is going to go through a massive change. It just did with adding survival mode, right? Which I don't play as much as everybody else, but I do play. Let's see, how many battles did I do last season? And I didn't even know that it would reset at the end of last season. But I still did 100 battles, 96 battles, and this is all manual. Understand that I'm playing it manually, right? I know that I could bot it now because Archmage is up to date, but like I don't know, I haven't set it up yet. So you got survival mode that's coming in. You got land 1.75 that just came out, right? And I'm still, trying to get my land into a better position. We got Conclave Arcana up next. The foundation set, which, for us players, probably, if we go through the campaign the way that Nate was talking about, where it's just like, okay, it's like a cool PvE thing, we probably all get it done in a weekend and then we move on. But it's a nice thing for new players. But then from there, Conclave Arcana, that shakes things up in a very dramatic way. I think we'll all have fun with that. And then hopefully after that, we get some cool land stuff, maybe in June. I'm excited for the mobile app too. I wonder if, even though I can play on my phone already, I wonder if the mobile app will have a little more ease of use to it. Lady Medusa says, my old cards sold on OpenSea? Oh, wow. All right, cool. Dragon says, I wish I could change land plot workers for us. I wish it could change land plot workers. What are you talking about? The game? Oh, the bot. I earned $1.67 in stone fees from that LP, and it's going to keep increasing. Well, keep in mind that dollar value is going to fluctuate over time because it's based on the amount of stone and DEC that you have, but those quantities change as well as the value of the underlying asset. So liquidity pools are just really tricky like that. Lady Medusa says, my land is so neglected. Hey, we're all there. Everybody's figuring it out as we go along. Brian says, want to predict how many packs would be gone during the California pre-sale? I don't know. I'd like to think that there's a lot of hype around the game right now. Even if crypto is down, I would say that right now, in terms of like Splinterlands, like if you look at where crypto and Splinterlands is versus where crypto and Splinterlands was at the end of 2023, I think that there's way more hype and confidence right now. In both areas, right? Like I know people are looking at this and saying like, hey, what happened to the bull run? But I think most folks are still thinking that it's going to happen. So that being said, even though it's going to be a lot more, my expectation, and I could be wrong, and I could be bullish, feel free to call me out on that. My expectation is that we actually get close to selling out the entire pre-sale. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes very similarly to Rebellion, meaning that we sell out the pre-sale and then sales are just dead after that, because everybody who was gonna buy is just gonna push it into the pre-sale because they get the benefits of the promo card and whatever other things they might add to that. Plus, if we start to see prices move, everybody jumps in on that euphoria, right? Mini euphoria. So I think there's a chance that we can get close to selling it out. It's like 500,000 packs or something like that, 600,000 packs. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But my guess is that we get a very strong pre-sale followed by a period of I don't know how many months of like nothing, zero movement. We're just burning packs every day. And then if we do get, or hopefully when we do get the rest of the market to catch up and start to get into full bull run mode, that's when things can get exciting, right? Because then all of a sudden we start to see sales pick up, new players come in, yada, yada, yada. But that may not happen until later on in the year or even next year, right? Keep in mind, like we might be out of the full cycle system now where got to go through the impact of the tariffs, of the rate changes, of, you know, waiting for global M2 to get even higher and people to start getting all crazy about risk assets again. But we have a year for that, right? Or a year plus from this point. Did we even decide on pack prices yet? Yeah, all that stuff is out. They switched the starter packs to $1 now, which I think is good. Lady Medusa says, I agree about the crypto hype. I was the one that told you I liked XRP. Cool. I mean, I hope you made a ton of money with XRP. Bananas, you are late to the party today, and I'm actually about to head out. So anything else we want to discuss? Anything else we want to take a look at? I'm a little disappointed that I lost someone on survival mode, but you know what? Let's do one more to see if we can get like an easy opponent. I mean, I did what I did because I was on stream. Normally, I probably would have thrown the game. Like this one, let's go. Because I don't want to risk it, right? There's no need. Like I can even put this summoner out and then just feed him Quora for a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm not really thinking about my actually, you know what? Let's try to dominate. And get this over with quickly. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, perfect. Level 1. Beautiful. And whoops. He gone. Lovely. Look at that, still making 3.3. That's almost comparable to what I'm making in Wild. Oh no, I got 6.4 there. 6.2. There's just less people playing in Wild these days. Huh. Brian says, so no SPS flywheel from this set. So, okay, and this will be I'll close out on this. I think the flywheel doesn't need to be this dramatic, violent move to the upside. I mean, I think that's what we all want. And I do actually think that there will be potential violent SPS flywheel from this set. How violent, how volatile, I have no idea. That being said, the flywheel can also work in kind of like slow motion, which I would prefer in the long run. I was just talking about that earlier, where if our natural burn rate of DEC is, you know, I don't know, we'll call it like 2 million DEC a day, 3 million DEC a day. Actually, let's do it this way. the most ideal version of this, because we saw this since like September when Bulldog called it out, we saw that the team gets about $40,000 worth of value. We'll call it like $30,000 to $40,000 worth of value every day. Sorry, not every day, every week. Okay, so every week from this, when in terms of credits coming into the system, and we'll call it 30,000, right? Because it was like, we were at like 30. It was like 40 million per week, but DEC was like well below peg. So we'll call it like 30,000 worth of value, which means at peg, 30 million DEC coming in every week. Now here's the cool thing. And again, just rough numbers. If we can get our burn rate of the amount of DEC that gets burned daily to like 4.1, 4.2 million, so that we're burning 30 million DEC per week, and every week credits are coming in, which means that they're buying $30,000 worth of SPS and burning that for DEC, which we naturally burn through over the course of a week. We will start to burn through significantly more SPS on a slow but steady time frame. There will also be a significant but consistent buy pressure on SPS, right? So let's go 30,000 divided by 0.0. What's the SPS price? 0.07, we'll just say, to round up. Right now we're talking about burning roughly 4.2 million SPS per week, which you're like, oh, okay, like that's not anything too crazy. But we do that over the course of, I don't know, 6 months. So what is that times 26, right? 26 weeks. And now we're at 111 million SPS burned. And keep in mind, that is 3%, almost 4% of the entire supply over the course of 6 months. That's 6 months that gets burned, right? So it's slowly and steadily it rises. Obviously, we would hope that it would rise beyond 0.007, up to a penny, up to 2 pennies, right? But as long as we're getting that consistent drip of new money coming in, of new players, whatever, and we're burning the equivalent amount so that we don't get this like extra DEC overhang, which I want to really avoid this time around, which again, the team has done a fantastic job of removing a lot of these unnecessary sinks, leaderboards being the final one. Reward cards were a big one before that. I think we'll be in a great position where we can just slowly and steadily rise. Where, okay, hey, we don't get the 10 cent SPS this year, but guess what? As long as the team is in a good financial position, they keep on delivering cool experiences. They bring in a couple of new players, or a couple hundred players every month or something, whatever it is, right? Or even just a couple dozen players every month. But players like you and I that are here for the long run, that get it and are willing to put, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks a month into this game because we enjoy it and we feel like we're building our assets slowly and steadily. Yeah, that stuff starts to add up over time. It gets really interesting. So Brandon says, what's the deal with the massive underground structures beneath the pyramids of Giza? I don't know. I was trying to get a little bit more information on that, but I will have to dig a little bit further. What's up, Luke? All right, guys, I am headed out. I will see if I can stream over the weekend. I should have some time. I don't know if we're doing another one. I'll reach out to Lorcas, and I don't know, Tails, what your schedule's like. But this weekend I should have some free time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it here. But I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend ahead. And I will catch up with y'all soon. Peace.